I've always felt that environmental justice critically is about communities having a voice in creating the neighborhoods they want to live in. So it's about providing power and support for communities to achieve their visions of the lives they want to live and the places they want to live in. We came up to Boston in January '93 and chose Boston really because of the community groups that were here that were already working on these issues, like the Dudley Street Neighborhood Initiative, which we'd read about. We did a lot of research about cities where there was real community leadership, where we could be helpful, and this was our number one choice. We knew that if we were going to build community power for environmental justice, that we needed to be an organization with roots in the community. We wanted to have a community-based board. We wanted to have colleagues and staff members that were connected to environmental justice communities, and that if people had to travel all the way out to D.C. to get to our offices, that wasn't ever going to happen. So I remember we had a strategic meeting with other Echoing Green Fellows that first fall, one of whom was a guy named Van Jones, who's now well known in green job circles. We were in a little planning session with Van and some other people, and the consensus was, you know, the first key strategic move for ACE, given the vision you've described, is to be in the communities that you represent. So that became a really important step for us. You know, ACE has gone through some major strategic evolutions, all of which I think are very powerful. The original idea was to provide a network of lawyers, pro bono from firms, to increase the number of cases that ACE could refer out or accept. Immediately it became clear that the network of professionals had to be broader than just lawyers. So, for example, we brought in engineers and site cleanup specialists and the like almost immediately. So that was an interesting sort of immediate evolution, recognizing that environmental cases involved so much more than just the lawyers. That the movement that began by saying we're struggling to clean up pollutants and address disproportionate environmental harms has moved towards this very powerful vision of building healthy communities. And the movement has changed, I think, in a wonderful way, and Penn's been at the forefront of this, and ACE has been at the forefront of this, to say, let's understand that the environment means a really broad range of things that includes funding for public transport and building political power and so forth. So at one level there's this recognition that it's about community building and power building, which is a much broader scope than what we had when we started and what the movement had when it started. But it's also moved from a defensive posture, which was required at the time, into this very creative space. I mean, our communities are often the leading voices for sustainability at the urban context. What I have been impressed by in every community-based project that I've done is that truly motivated community leadership can achieve real victories in almost every battle that they take on. People often, and I don't mean, you know, people in urban neighborhoods, I mean all people, really, as a matter of maybe human instinct, underappreciate their own strength. And when we were doing cases at ACE, almost the first thing that would happen was there was usually an entity or a person that was causing the problem. It could be a government agency, it could be a landowner, and there was always an exaggerated sense of that person's power and an anxiety about the power or ability to respond to it. It was interesting to realize that that apprehension is part of human nature, but the fact of the matter is ACE's history, ACE's oral history will show you that the problem causers have less power and the solution makers have more power than we realize when we start out.